don't overlook the obvious. While you might see a custodian riding on a lawnmower, there is more to John Taylor than meets the eye.
Johnny and I go way back to our original garage band roots. I remember Johnny, and we both lived in Gentilly. I always had a lot of respect for Johnny. He was a natural talent, in my opinion. His best-known local band was a band called the Blue Meanies, and a very good cover band, if you will. It's very strong.
The Blue Meanies covered a lot of Beatles songs, which excited this talented musician.
I'm a big Beatle freak. I mean, when I was young when they came out, I was already playing guitar. So when they came on Ed Sullivan, I became an instant fan.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Beatles.
Of course, I read every magazine, seen every movie, seen every TV appearance, everything. I was, totally big-time Paul McCartney fan.
So it would only be natural that in early 1975, Taylor would gravitate to a nearby place to see his idol.
I think my girlfriend's mother had read it somewhere that he was coming to New Orleans to do his next album, Venus and Mars. They lived around the corner from C-Saint Studios, so that's where I was going to check first, to see if I could catch a glimpse of him.
When Paul McCartney came, Johnny was fixated on that studio, and he hung out there all the time. So when Paul McCartney came by, Johnny was there, and Johnny would get out.
John Taylor was not alone. A small group of people hung out in the parking lot next to the studios and often visited with McCartney and his wife Linda during session breaks.
A car pulled on the side of mine, and it was Paul and Linda, to my surprise. So they waved to me, and I got out and walked over to him. He says, "How you doing this fine morning?" I said, "Just great, man. How are you? Welcome to New Orleans." And he would come out and talk to us 15, 20 minutes. We did that for about 2.5 months. They were as down to earth as you could possibly think of. They were just like, not rock stars. It was just like, this was a different Paul McCartney.
The Kodak Pocket Instamatic camera.
Long before cell phones and selfies, Taylor relied on an old classic to get photographs of McCartney.
It was a Kodak Instamatic 110 film, and we all had one. I think they were about $19 at the time. And so just started taking pictures.
The picture sat for 39 years in a desk drawer until John decided to do something with them.
I said, well, these are pictures that nobody has seen, and so I should share them with the world. And Pelican Publishing said they wanted to do the book.
Johnny is a perfect example of people who has so much talent. And so what he's doing right now with his book and his Wings Over New Orleans is a very innovative and creative way to break out of the natural scheme of things, if you will.
Using pictures and fan recollections in this distinctly New Orleans book has broadened Mr. Taylor's resume.
Paul McCartney is a phenomenon, and all the Beatles were phenomenons, and a lot of people don't realize what great musicians they really were, and how great they worked on harmonies, and how many takes they would take to get it right.
Hey Jude, don't make it bad.
So I think what Johnny's done at Wings Over New Orleans is a wonderful story, and I embrace it wholeheartedly.
Cut to the heart, left here to bleed.
In between musical gigs and writing a book, this custodian also found some time to be an extra in movies.
I've been in like 39 films. The first time is when they filmed JFK. Me and a friend heard that they needed extras, and that was years and years ago with Kevin Costner. I did the Dallas Buyers Club, and I just randomly got picked and got a speaking role in that movie.
Where are you coming? Oh, excuse me. Japan. Medical research. Good to be back in USA.
Custodian, musician, author, and actor, John Taylor is a man of many talents. Sometimes you really need to overlook the obvious to get to know the person. Tiger Edwards, Channel 13.